Yo, what's up, y'all? What's up? Okay, so I got a few story times for y'all last. It might be two, and it might be three. I might hold off on the third one. I don't know. I might hold off on that one and make that one a separate video. Okay, so the first story time, okay, this is about a coworker. Okay, I got a lot of story times about motherfucking coworkers. It look like straight up. I got a lot of stories about fucking coworkers, man. Okay, so I was working at a job where I was a trainer, right? So we had this new orientee come in. You feel me? And so, I showed him around the office, and then we had to go out, and do some work and shit. So when we went out, he before we end our shift today, I want us to take a picture together. And I'm like, all right, no problem. Because, we take pictures at work all the time. We take pictures of each other, take pictures of shit at work, put it on social media and shit, just talking about work and shit. You feel me? Like, it ain't nothing strange for you to take pictures with your coworker. So he was like, by the end of the shift, we need to take a picture together. You feel me? And I said, okay, no problem. So, I'm orientating them and shit, and so we almost at the end of the shift, and I low-key forgot about taking a picture, and his ass reminded me again. He's like, okay, real quick before you get up out of here, let's take a picture real quick. And so we got somebody to take a picture of us. So first off, before we took a picture, together, we actually took a group photo. So we took a group photo, and then he took some individual pictures with people, and so in our picture, me and him was standing next to each other and shit. And my clumsy ass, for some reason, I end up kind of getting off balance. So when I got off balance, I took my hand and put it in the middle of his back to kind of keep me, from falling and shit, And so the person snapped a picture, So in our picture, you can see space in between me and him. And then you could see my arm, through the space. So you could tell that I had my arm on his back, And so anyway, we took the picture and shit. And he was sitting there, telling everybody, hey, make sure you follow me on social media. Follow me on my Instagram, so y'all can see y'all pictures. He's like, I've been on this journey, of, taking photos of me at work. That's what my Instagram is about. It's just me, on my work journey, and so, a lot of us went ahead and followed him on Instagram right then and there, So I get back to the crib, I'm chilling and shit, scrolling through social media, and then I end up seeing our photo. So I liked the picture, and then actually clicked on his profile, and I went through some of his pictures, and I'm like, oh, cute, he got all these pictures of him and his co-workers, hanging out, whatever the case may be, So after going through his stuff, I went ahead and moved along with my day. You feel me? So the next day, I get a call for him. Now, I failed to mention that, at our job, we use our personal phones at the job. And the job would pay a portion of our phone bill because we used our personal phones at the job. So that's how me and him had each other's number, So anyway, he calls me the next day, and I'm looking at the phone ringing. And I'm like, I'm like, he's not at work today, I'm like, he's calling me and he's not at work today, but, so I picked up the phone. I'm like, hey, what's up? He's like, oh, hey, what's up? You busy? And I'm like, no, what's going on? What's up? He was like, I just wanted to call you and tell you that, I'm going to have to take your picture down off of Instagram. And I'm like, oh, okay. And he was like, yeah, I'm gonna have to take it down. My girlfriend got pretty upset when she seen our picture together, and she asked me to take the picture down. And I'm like, oh, all right. Okay. He like, yeah, she was real upset seeing our picture, and she asked me to take it down. And I'm like, Well, I said, that's, strange. You got a lot of pictures of your coworkers on your Instagram. That's your whole Instagram with you and your coworkers and stuff. And he was like, yeah, I know. I know. I just don't understand why she wants me to take the picture down. I'm asking her why she want me to take the picture down, and she just won't tell me. She just kept telling me to take the fucking picture down. Take the picture down. I want you to delete the picture. You feel me? And I'm like, okay. I say, man, that's strange, Damn, it got dark. Let me turn the light on. Wait a minute, is that my screen? What's going on here? But so he was like, yeah, she just told me to take the picture down, And I'm like, okay, your whole Instagram is full of pictures of people at work and shit. And he was like, yeah, that's why I was telling her. He's like, why you want me to take her picture down? Like, I got all these pictures on here of people from my job, And he was like, yeah, she wouldn't tell me. She wouldn't tell me why she wanted me to take the picture down. She just told me to take the fucking picture down. And I'm like, okay, all right, And he was like, yeah, I just wanted to call you and tell you that just in case you was going through my Instagram and you didn't see our picture up there anymore. And I was like, all right, well, I guess thank you for telling me, and he was like, yeah, I just want to let you know. I just wanted to let you know that. And I said, all right, then, then he was like, okay, well, I'll see you around at the, office or whatever. So we hung up the phone. So in all reality, I probably wouldn't even notice that my picture was taken down, like, I probably would have just seen the recent pictures that he posted on my feed or whatever. But I'm sitting up here, I'm like, so why would he have her? Why would she have him take my picture down? I go to his Instagram and I'm looking at pictures and shit on there. And I'm like, here's the man. He's, standing in between two females, He got his arms wrapped around their necks. He got pictures of him behind a female with his hands on their shoulder. Like, he got pictures of where his cheek is pressing up against another female's cheek in the picture and stuff. And I'm like, out of all the pictures, you want him to take my picture down? I'm like, me and him wasn't even touching each other or anything. Like, we wasn't touching each other. Like, it wasn't even, it was space in between us. I'm not saying like because we were touching each other, because I had my hand on his back. But I'm like, damn, she wants him to take my damn picture down. Like, what? Damn, okay. Anyway, I go on about my day and shit. You feel me? So, excuse me. A couple of days go past, and I get another call from him. Now, this time I know he's at work. You feel me? So I'm like, okay, maybe he's calling me for something work related, because people would do that since I was a trainer and shit. People would call me and be asking questions about shit, even though it's my day off and stuff. They would still call me asking questions and shit. So, I pick up the phone. I'm like, hey, what's up? He like, is you busy? I said, no, I'm not busy. What's going on? And he was like, man, I just got off the phone with my girlfriend. Her ass is really tripping. She's tripping. I'm like, what's going on now? What's going on now? He said, man, I came to work today. This girl blowing up my phone, kept calling me back to back to back. Then she texting me over and over again. And I'm at work, I'm working, And so when I finally get a break and shit, I look at my text messages and it's text after text. Like, are you with that girl? Are you with that girl? Are you with that girl? So then he called her and shit. He said he called her. And her ass screaming to the top of her lungs, is you with that girl? Is you working with that girl right now? That's why you couldn't answer my phone call. You working with that girl? And he like, whoa, hold on. Like, I'm at work right now. Like, what you talking about? And no, I'm not working with that girl. I'm not working with her. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. He was like, hold on real quick. He said he hung up the phone and called her on FaceTime. And he literally took his phone and showed all the people that he was working with. He showed everybody in the room and had them say, he was like, hey guys, say hello. So everybody on a FaceTime just saying hello. They don't even understand what they saying hello for. And he was like, you see, like, I'm not working with her today. I'm not working with her. And she was just like still yelling at him like, yeah, you better not be working with her and stuff like that. And he was like, oh man, I'm gonna have to let you go. I'm gonna let you go. And then his ass was like, girl, he said, I don't know what you done did to my girlfriend. I said, what I done did to your girlfriend? What you mean? What I do? I did a motherfucking thing. What you talking about what I did to your girlfriend? I don't know what you did to her. What you mean what I do to her? I didn't do shit. You was the one that asked to take a picture and shit. Like, he talking about, I don't know what you did to. What is you talking about? I'm like, listen, man. I say, hey, I don't know what's going on between you and your girlfriend. Okay, believe me out of it, okay? I'm like, man, if it ain't work related, don't call me on this bullshit. Don't call me with this bullshit, bro. I'm like, and he just started laughing, laughing and shit. I'm like a he hell, motherfucker. I'm telling you the truth. Leave me up out of this bullshit. Whatever you got going on, leave me up out of it, okay? Like, if it ain't work related, hey, please don't call my line on this bullshit. He laughing. All right, well, yeah, I just want to tell you that, man. I don't know what the hell going on, but I just want to tell you that, I'm going to let you go and shit so I can get back to work and stuff. And I just got off the phone with his ass. And now I'm sitting back thinking like, man, damn, like I low-key kind of feel a little creeped out now. Like, shit, after that, I'm showing up to work, parking my car, getting out the car, looking behind my back and shit. As I'm walking in the office and shit, I'm looking behind my back, just making sure a motherfucker ain't out here trying to pop my ass or something. Damn. Like, wow, what in the world? Like, Thompson, I don't know what you did to her. What you mean what I do to her? I ain't do a damn thing to her. What? That shit was crazy. Crazy. The hell? Anyway, now fast forward a couple more days, right? One of my other co-workers, he approached me at the office and shit. And this is a co-worker that don't even really talk, don't really say too much of shit. So when he came up and was like, hey, Keiki, and I'm like, hey, what's going on? He don't really say too much. So I'm all ears. Like, what's up? What's going on? And he like, man, our new orientee? And I said, yeah. Yeah. He said, the other day we was working with him and his girlfriend was just calling his phone back to back to back, texting him back to back to back. Then he finally picked up the phone and you can just hear her screaming to the top of her lungs about something. Screaming. And then he said that, and all of a sudden he just called her on FaceTime and he just showed, the phone to, showed us the phone or whatever. And he had us wave at her and stuff. And he said she was just sitting on the camera looking so mean and just looking at us so mean and shit. She didn't even wave back at us. And he was like, I don't know what the hell that was about. I don't know what that was about. And I'm like, oh, really? Oh, wow. I'm like, well, that's unfortunate. I'm like, talking about, I don't know what you did to her. What? I ain't do a fucking thing to her. I didn't do nothing to her. Damn. The hell? That's the end of that story, though. Dog, I'm sitting up here like, I don't know what you did to her. What? I ain't do nothing to her. But mind my damn business, do my damn job. I'm a trainer. The hell? What's going on here? Come on now, leave me out the bullshit. Now, leave me the fuck out the bullshit. Straight up, leave me out of the bullshit. Okay, y'all. I got another story time real quick. So I had a friend, this was back when I was probably about 10 or 11 years old. I had a friend that I was really, really cool with, used to come over to our house all the time, hang out with her, play with dolls, watch movies, shit like that, So let's just say her mom name was Beth. I love using the name Beth. Her mom name was Beth and her dad's name was Josh, right? So I come over to their house and stuff, and every time that I come into their crib, I speak, hey Beth, hey Josh, and Beth was really, really sweet. Her mom was really sweet, always talking, always talkative and stuff like that. But Josh was quiet, so when I would say, hey Josh, he would just say, hey Keiki, or he'd say, hey Keiki, how you doing? And he'll keep it real short with me and shit and stuff. So, like I said, I'm hanging out with his daughter and shit like that. So, I also babysit. That was like my little side hustle when I was younger. I used to babysit one of my mom's friend's daughter, right? So I come over to, my mom's friend's house and babysit her daughter for her, and shit. And, sometimes she didn't live very far from me, so sometimes if I was like in the area just playing around, I just come and knock on her door and pop up on her and her daughter just to come by and say hi, So this particular day I came over there and shit, popped up at my mom's friend's house, and so I knock on the door. She comes to the door and stuff. She's like, hey, baby, how you doing? I'm like, I'm doing good. I was just in the area. I was just coming over here to say hey to your daughter and stuff. And she was like, okay, then we'll come on in. I just got done cooking and stuff. You want to come in and get you a little something to eat, something to drink? I'm like, yeah, I'll take something to drink, So I come in there and shit, and I see Josh sitting on the damn couch. I see Josh on the couch. Josh sitting back on the couch with his legs up on the table. He got a fat ass plate on his lap and shit. And he was just in there chilling and shit. So my mom's friend, let's just say her name was Brittany. My mom's friend Brittany, she like, hey Josh, this is my babysitter for my baby and stuff. And so he turned and he seen me. His eyes got big as hell. And I looked at him. I'm like, what the hell he doing over here? I'm like, what he doing over here? His eyes got big as hell, and he looked at me and he was like, oh, hey, hello, Keiki. And I said, hello, Josh. His ass put his feet down, put his plate on the motherfucking, the damn dining table or whatever, the coffee table. He put his damn plate down on the coffee table and shit. And she was like, okay, baby, come on, get you something to drink real quick. And Josh was just sitting there with his eyes big and looking at me and looking at my mom's friend and doing all this. And he was just sitting up there so uncomfortable. It was almost like his ass was shaking and shit. So I was uncomfortable too, because I'm like, what he doing over here eating and chilling and all this stuff? I said, wait a minute, that's Beth's. Wait, huh? So I'm uncomfortable and shit. So I get my little drink and I take that shit back to the head like it was a shot. Take that shit, there's a shot. And I'm like, okay, thank you very much. Thank you, Brittany. I'll see you later. I didn't even say hello to her daughter or nothing. That shit just threw me all the way off. You feel me? So I'm like, I'm leaving and shit. And as I'm leaving out the door, I hear Josh say, hey, Brittany, I'm going to run out to my car real quick. I forgot something in the car. I'm going to run out there real quick and shit. So, I'm getting ready to hop my ass back on my bike and shit and start heading back home, and I'm sitting up here confused as hell. So as I'm, getting on my bike and shit, I hear the door close. And then Josh like, hey, Keiki. I turn around like, hey, Josh, what's up? He said, hey, Keiki, don't tell Beth you saw me over here. Don't tell my daughter that you saw me over here as well. Don't tell them that you saw me over here. And I was like, okay, Josh, no problem. All right. Let me tell you. I'm going to tell you like this. Next time I came over to Beth and Josh's house to go hang out with my friend. I came in the house. Hey, Beth. Hey, Josh. Josh was, hey, Kiki, how you doing? How's it going? How you been doing? Oh, I'm doing good, Josh. I'm doing good. Beth looking at him like, oh, okay. Like, hey, Kiki, how you doing? You know your friend up in the room. Go ahead and hang out with her. Shit, every time I came over there, Josh was just popping his head in the room. Hey, girls, what y'all doing in here? Oh, okay. All right. Well, we got something cooking up in here. You want me to get y'all a plate? You want me? And his daughter looking at him like, this nigga acting weird as hell, acting brand new. Hey, he'll be gone. Then he'll come back in again. Hey, y'all, I got some candy out here. Y'all want a piece of candy? Kiki, I know you want a piece of candy, don't you? You want a piece of candy? And I'm sitting there, and once I start putting it together, everything that nigga asked me for, everything that nigga said he wanted to give me, yep, give it to me. Yeah, we got some food out here. We just cooked. You want some food out here? Yeah, I want some food. And make it extra crispy, motherfucker. Make it extra crispy for my ass, okay? Make that shit extra crispy. We'll be about to head to the little corner store and shit. We'll let them know, hey, we about to go to the store real quick. He like, okay, hey, I'll give y'all a few dollars. Come here, let me give y'all a few dollars. Ever since then, motherfucking Josh had conversation for my ass. He offered me money, food, drinks. When I come in, that bitch had all type of conversations for me. And I was getting his ass on all that shit. I ain't gonna lie to you. Yep, run me the money. Run me the money. Yep, you want to give me something to eat? Yeah, bring it to me. Make sure it's hot, nigga. Make sure it's hot. Straight up, make sure it's hot, okay? Make sure my shit got ice up in it. My drink, make sure my drink is on the rocks, motherfucker. Straight up. But yeah, that's the end of that story time. Shit, that was a little motherfucking, and kept that between me and Josh. Shit, for years, until eventually they ass separated and shit. But I walked in on his ass. He was eating at Beth house and shit. I mean, not at Beth house, at Brittany house and shit. Ever since then, that nigga was nice as hell to me. Had nothing but conversation. Hey, how you doing? What's going on? How's school going? How's this going? This nigga ain't never talked. It was quiet as a mouse. Then all of a sudden, now you trying to say some shit and talk shit. No. Now, you know you was wrong for that. But I'm going to keep it between me and you, though. I'm going to keep it between me and you.